Welcome to another day of learning math and science. Today, we're going to learn about fluid statics or hydrostatics. For this lesson, our goal is to solve marine-related problems involving density and pressure of fluids. What is hydrostatics? Hydrostatics is relating to fluids at rest or the pressures they exert or transmit. Now let's define important terms. When we say fluids, we mean or we refer to liquids and gases that flow or have the capability of flowing. Hydrostatics deals with fluids at rest. It is the branch of fluid mechanics that studies fluids at rest, particularly the forces exerted by or on these fluids in equilibrium. In hydrostatics, the focus is on how pressure varies with depth in a stationary fluid. So this is governed by Pascal's law, which states that pressure applied to an enclosed fluid is transmitted undiminished throughout the fluid. The pressure at a given depth in a fluid is determined by the equation P equals P sub 0 plus density times gravity times height, where P is the pressure at a certain depth, P sub 0 is the atmospheric pressure above the fluid, then P is the fluid density, G is the acceleration due to gravity, and H is the depth of the fluid. Buoyancy is a key concept in hydrostatics, which refers to the upward force that a fluid exerts on an object submerged in it. This is related to Archimedes' principle. Archimedes' principle states that the buoyant force on an object submerged in a fluid is equal to the weight of the fluid displaced by the object. This principle explains why objects float or sink depending on their density relative to the fluid. Now, what is hydrostatic pressure? Hydrostatic pressure is the force exerted by a fluid on the walls of the container. The force is always perpendicular to the walls of the container. It is defined as the normal force per unit area. In equation, we write this down as P equals F over A, where P stands for pressure, F stands for force, and A refers to area. But what is force? Based on our previous lesson, force refers to any influence that causes a free body to undergo an acceleration. Force can also be described by intuitive concepts such as push or pull that can cause an object with mass to change its velocity. But what is pressure? Pressure is an effect which occurs when a force is applied on a surface. Pressure is the amount of force acting on a unit area. Pressure is measured in Newton per square meter, or also known as Pascal. So 1 Pascal or PA is the same as 1 Newton per square meter or meter squared. Now, here is an example of pressure in liquids. A can full of liquid with holes down the sides is illustrated here. Notice how the further down the hole is, the faster the water comes out. It is because the higher the pressure is in that part of the can. It means that the further down the hole is, the higher the pressure. Illustrated also here is a balloon with water inside. If you poke holes all throughout the balloon, you can see that water will squirt out in all directions. This shows that the pressure in the water, which make the water squirt out of the bag, is acting in all directions, not just downwards or upwards. Now, here is an illustration of the main idea of pressure. So greater pressure would also mean greater force. Lesser pressure would also mean lesser force. However, greater pressure is also given to a lesser area, but lesser pressure constitutes to greater area. Now, have you ever noticed that when you dive down the bottom of the swimming pool, your ears start to hurt? The further you dive down, the more it hurts. This idea could also be explained by hydrostatic pressure. This is because the pressure in a liquid increases as you go further below the surface of the liquid, which means that the water in a swimming pool has greater pressure below than on the higher part of the swimming pool. When you swim underwater, you can feel the water pressure acting against your eardrums. And the deeper you swim, the greater the pressure will be. The pressure you feel is due to the weight of water above you. So as you swim deeper, there is more water above you, and therefore there is greater pressure. So the pressure in a liquid exerts depends on its own depth. So liquid pressure also depends on the density of the liquid. If you were submerged in a liquid denser than water, the pressure would be correspondingly greater. We can express this as P equals density times gravity times height. P is pressure measured in pascals or Newton per square meter. Density is measured in kilograms per cubic meter. G is acceleration due to gravity, which is 9.8 or 9.81 meter per second squared. And height is the depth, usually in meters. Our standard international unit for pressure is Pascal. And 1 Pascal is equal to 1 Newton per square meter. Now, let's move to solving problems. Here are some sample problems. A diver inspects the hull of a ship 12 meters below the water surface. The density of seawater is approximately 1,025 kilograms per cubic meter. What is the pressure exerted by the seawater on the hull at that depth? Now, let's inspect our given information. We know that the height or the depth is 12 meters and density of seawater is 1,025 kilograms per cubic meter. We are asked to find the pressure exerted by the seawater. To solve for pressure, we have density times gravity times height. Take note, we're going to use G equals 9.81 meters per second squared. Let's input our given information. Density is 1,025 kilograms per cubic meter. G or gravity is 9.81 meters per second squared, and the height is 12 meters. Multiplying everything and canceling out the necessary unit of measure, we get 120,663 pascals or Newton per square meter. Let's have another example. A ballast tank on a cargo ship is filled with seawater to a depth of 5 meters. What is the pressure at the bottom of the tank due to the water column? Again, let's understand and identify our given information. So we know that the height or the depth is 5 meters. And the density of seawater is given as 1,025 kilograms per cubic meter. We are asked to find the pressure at the bottom of the tank. Hence, P equals density times gravity times height. And again, we use G equals 9.81 meters per second squared. That is, replacing all the given information, we get 1,025 kilograms per cubic meter for the density. G is 9.81 meters per second squared, and height is 5 meters. Multiplying everything, we get 50,276.25 pascals or Newton per square meter. Shall we proceed to the next example? We have the pressure exerted on a ship's hull by seawater is measured to be 245,500 pascals. The density of seawater is 1,025 kilograms per cubic meter. What is the depth of the hull below the water surface? Now let's identify our given information. We know that pressure is 245,500 pascals and density of seawater is 1,025 kilograms per cubic meter. Here, we are asked to find the depth or the height of the hull below the water surface. Now, to do this, from our given equation, P equals density times gravity times height, we will transform this so that the equation will now be looking for height. Hence, we divide both sides of the equation by density times gravity, and we get height equals pressure divided by density times gravity. Again, remember to use G equals 9.81 meters per second squared. Using this new equation, we will now substitute all our given information. Pressure is 245,500 pascals. Density is 1,025 kilograms per cubic meter. And gravity is 9.81 meters per second squared. Okay, so we divide pressure by the product of density and gravity. And we get 24.42 meters rounded off to nearest two decimal places. Hence, the depth of the hull below the water surface is 24.42 meters. Next, an anchor chain experiences a pressure of 225,200 pascals from the surrounding seawater. How deep is the chain submerged, assuming seawater density is 1,025 kilograms per cubic meter? If you want to practice solving this problem, you may pause this video. Now, let us discuss the answer. First, let's identify our given information. We have pressure amounting to 225,200 pascals and density of seawater, which is 1,025 kilograms per cubic meter. We are asked to find the height. Again, from the previous example, we already know that from this equation, we can derive the formula for height, which is pressure divided by the product of density and gravity. Again, remember to use G equals 9.81 meters per second squared. Let's substitute. Pressure is 225,200 pascals. Then, we have density 1,025 kilograms per cubic meter and gravity 9.81 meters per second squared. So we divide pressure by the product of density and gravity, and we get 22.40 meters rounded off to the nearest two decimal places. Therefore, the chain is submerged to a depth of 22.40 meters. Lastly, we have the problem. An underwater sensor is deployed to a depth of 30 meters in the ocean. What pressure does the sensor experience from the surrounding water? If you want to practice solving this problem, you may pause this video. Now, let's discuss the answer. From the problem, we know that height is 30 meters and density of the seawater is 1,025 kilograms per cubic meter. We're asked to find pressure. So we use the equation P equals density times gravity times height. Remember to use G equals 9.81 meters per second squared. Substituting all the given information, density is 1,025 kilograms per meter cube, gravity is 9.81 meters per second squared, and our height is at 30 meters. Multiplying everything, we get 301,657.5 pascals or Newton meter squared or Newton per meter squared. So I hope you get how to solve for pressure and the other variables associated with it. Here's a bonus problem. A submarine is submerged to a depth of 50 meters. What is the pressure acting on the hatch due to the seawater above? Let's identify first the given information. We know that height is 50 meters and density of the seawater is 1,025 kilograms per meter cube. We are asked to find the pressure acting on the hatch due to the seawater. Hence, to solve, we have P equals density times gravity times height. So, substitute all the given information. Density is 1,025 kilograms per meter cube. G is 9.81 meter per second squared. And the height is at 50 meters. Multiplying everything, we get 502,762.5 pascals or Newton per square meter. Now, for your assignment, please answer these 4 problems. Pause the video to take a screenshot. Here are other problems you can work on. That's it for this lesson. Thank you very much for listening and see you in the next lesson. Bye!